This is the Cyberpunk 2077 we deserved. Although it's been almost 3 years since its initial release, the upcoming Phantom Liberty expansion and major 2.0 update feels like a new beginning for CD Projekt Red's AAA RPG. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 2.0, and although the game very helpfully gives you the option to skip ahead in the story to the point in which the new Phantom Liberty content begins, which is the option I chose, the more I wish that I should have just started the game fresh from the beginning. Because whilst there's a stunning DLC expansion to experience, more on that later, the sheer amount of revamp and redesign included for free as part of Update 2.0 makes Cyberpunk 2077 feel like a brand new experience. In the interest of full disclosure, I rolled credits on the original game back in December 2020 on an Xbox One X console, as if you remember, this title didn't get a graphically enhanced Xbox Series X and S or PS5 version until February 2022. I was hyped for Cyberpunk 2077, and although I did enjoy playing through the main story, my experience overall was very poor. It felt rushed, unfinished, and I wasn't alone. You only have to look at some of the class action lawsuits that landed in CD Projekt Red's lap as evidence of that. But enough of the old game. This is Cyberpunk 2077 2.0, and it's much, much closer to the game we all expected in the first place. Update 2.0 isn't just a patch, it's an overhaul of the entire experience, with most of the original game's disappointing features being completely reworked. The free update, which will only be available to current gen consoles, includes a redesigned skill tree and perk system, revamped cyberware, new capacity system, vehicle combat, car chases, combat AI improvements, a new police system, UI and UX improvements, changes to loot, items and crafting, and even new radio stations. Although some of the revamps are bigger than others, every one of these changes works in harmony to create a more immersive and enjoyable experience. For instance, armor is now tied to your cyberware rather than clothing. On the surface, this feels like a small change, because it is, but implementing this mechanic in this way makes much more sense. One of the most significant changes is the revamped skill trees and perk system, which is a bit intimidating at first as you have to spend time reallocating all your points due to the redesign, but it's worth your time as, again, it's implemented in a way that just makes more sense. There are new abilities and a new relic tree, making it much easier to create a character to fit your playstyle. For example, I've been loving the new vulnerability analytics perk, which shows you the weak points in the enemy's armor. New open world activities combined with the overhaul of the police and vehicle combat systems make Night City feel alive in a way that it didn't previously. Driving around the original Night City was an apathetic experience filled with dumb AI and non-existent consequences. Nothing you did seemed to matter. But with Cyberpunk 2077 2.0, it feels much more GTA-like, with new police AI that accumulate actions over time and raises your heat level, with each level leading to different events and responses. You can expect aggressive police responses, such as max attack intervention, roadblocks, and actual pursuits. And it's not just your character who can cause these responses, because Night City is full of police chases, shootouts, and all kinds of ongoing criminal situations. Night City was always full, that wasn't its problem, but now it feels alive. Having dipped my toes into the graphically upgraded current gen Cyberpunk on Xbox Series X for a short time, despite its shortcomings, I had zero complaints about how it looked. It's visually stunning, and that hasn't changed. In fact, the introduction of the incredibly dense and detailed Dogtown area means there's much more to look at, and boy, it's a good looking game on PC. Also, having spent a lot of time with Starfield recently, I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed the lack of loading screens in this game, even when moving into buildings and detailed areas. What a joy! With all that being said, there are some bugs that I experienced during my playthrough. Among other things, I saw cars spawning into each other causing mass destruction, various floating objects, and on rare occasions, floating NPCs. But I didn't experience any game-breaking bugs and was able to complete the Phantom Liberty expansion without a hitch. Moving on to the Phantom Liberty expansion, there's a lot that CD Projekt Red got wrong with Cyberpunk 2077, but they sure know how to tell a dense, morally questionable, and thrilling story. Phantom Liberty builds on that by adding a completely new dimension to the experience, with your character V thrust into a spy thriller narrative that starts off with a bang and never lets off. There are stellar performances by the likes of Idris Elba, who plays FIA agent Solomon Reed, and of course Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand, with characters like Colonel Kurt Hansen, Alex So-Mi Song, and President Rosalind Myers having real depth and adding to the story in unique ways. There's a real variety to the missions with twists and turns along the way, and trust me, you'll feel all the emotions as you play through the main story. You're faced with some tough choices as you advance through the story, with each choice often leading to unintended consequences that feel like a punch in the gut, and the story can play out differently depending on the choices you make. There's a choice you'll have to make at a key moment in Phantom Liberty, with this choice leading you down one of two unique paths with diametrically opposed experiences, complete with separate narratives, unique missions and locations, and of course, a different ending. Having experienced all of these big improvements firsthand, I can't help but wonder just what CD Projekt Red could have achieved with the original game with a bit more time. Yes, I know it was delayed from its original April 2020 release date to December later that year, but that obviously wasn't enough. The release of Update 2.0 and Phantom Liberty is obviously a big step forward, but there's still a feeling there's unrealised potential with this game, and it's sad that we may never see that potential fulfilled. Take Dogtown, which is a brand new area introduced as part of the Phantom Liberty expansion. There's a real contrast with this location compared with other areas of the original map, in that it's by far the most dense, detailed and alive location in the game. With the stadium sitting at its heart, there's so much to see and explore in Dogtown, including nightclubs, bars, black markets, abandoned spas, rundown neighbourhoods and much more, with each area having unique side quests and gigs. Again, you wonder just how good Cyberpunk 2077 could be if every area in this game had this level of detail and dynamism. The expansion features 13 new main missions, as well as a new ending for the base game, with 17 new side quests, new items, and new open world activities, with each mission and side quest feeling rich and handcrafted. It's clear that a lot of time has been taken to make the experience resonate, with the main story being a genuinely stunning narrative experience. Having already played through Phantom Liberty once, I can't wait to start the game completely afresh and experience what the new version of this game has to offer. The new changes introduced with Update 2.0 make a second playthrough of this game absolutely essential, with Phantom Liberty introducing yet another layer of the game's compelling story. Welcome to Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. I've been Nathan Bliss, gaming editor at Mirror Gaming. If you like this video, drop a like and get subscribed for more, but for now, we'll see you later.